Good morning. Happy Monday, Sales Director Corrin Cresci. All right, let's talk about January for a second before we just dive head on into February. And I'm only talking to the people who maybe didn't have a January that they're super proud of. So first of all, if you just rocked the month of January 2026, I'm so happy for you. I'm proud of you. I'm excited for you. Have an amazing day. Goodbye. Because you don't need this message. But if you're coming off of January where you're like, well, that didn't exactly go as I had planned, then here's what I want to say. Here's my thoughts for you and me. I advise you to not assign any value on what didn't happen in January. I encourage you to not assign any worth, any sort of self-doubt, any sort of pause in the goals or the New Year plans you made for yourself. I just really encourage you to not assign anything that speaks to you, your character, your work ethic, who you are, what you're capable of, what you plan on doing. January is just January. And it's that way sometimes for a couple of reasons. If you really sold big in November because of Pink Friday or Pink Weekend and really sold through December and had open houses and specials for your customers, if you really worked diligently, like we know most of us do during that time frame, what happens in January is that, for one thing, your customers usually are stocked up, or they bought, they don't necessarily need anything in January. But even if they did, let's just say they needed a few items. They really could use a new mascara and an eye makeup remover, and their setting powder is running low. Even if they needed a few things, most consumers in the month of January are on a holding pattern. And it's for a couple of reasons. Oftentimes they've overextended themselves because of the holidays. They're waiting for those credit card bills to roll in. They know what's coming. Or they've also set themselves up for a new year in 2026. They've put goals in place and they're on a budget, or they've given themselves a restriction as far as I'm only going to spend, this much, because they're hopeful for a new year with regard to their finances. Oftentimes people are in a holding pattern because they're working on their taxes. They're trying to gather tax information. There's a lot of reasons that January can be a month traditionally in any sort of retail space where there's not a lot of retail transactions happening. Now, one way to combat that, of course, for the future, say January 2027, would be, obviously new faces and new customers and things like that. But what I find is sometimes we're not thinking like that. We're just so in the moment in November and December, and then all of a sudden we're reeling from the holidays. We're in a slowdown. School's not back in session. Things are just not normal. And then for those in leadership, then we go to Nashville. We just went to Nashville and we spend 5 days at a conference, and it doesn't feel like we get our feet under us until there's a shift. This is the good news. So I'm telling you what happened, possibly. But the shift is so dramatic. This is what I want to focus on. So, for example, I'm just going to give this as an example. So I manage a coffee shop at our church. We have a full-on, you can come in and get any sort of, Starbucks type drink at our church, and I manage it. And in the month of January, we were very slow. And we charge for our drinks, and, we're a regular cafe. We have regulars. We have, Sunday morning regulars, and we're open on midweek service Wednesday nights as well. We were slow. And a couple of the gals that work for me in the coffee shop were like, oh, nobody likes to be there when it's slow. We like that fast pace. And it's we're not that busy. And, oh, why is it so slow? You know, they were having these conversations. And I said, it's January. We're slow because it's January. And, you know, in that particular business, people have set health goals, and they're realizing that those, 400 to 600 calorie drinks that they're buying every Sunday are not serving, their new health goals they've set for themselves. And it's also financial. They may be doing their taxes. They may be going through their finances and realizing they're spending a lot of money on coffee. And so they set new goals for themselves in January. So our coffee shop was very slow in the month of January. But I had told the gals, I said, you just wait. Once February rolls around, we're going to pick up, we're going to almost be right back where we started, or at least picking up good steam, right? Well, wouldn't you know that yesterday, the first Sunday in February 1st, we were slammed. Somebody opened the floodgates to the cafe, all the regulars were back. People didn't care about calories anymore. They were over, not getting their $5, $6 coffee. And here we are in February, ready to go. And so it's a shift that happens. And so if you do not assign value to what didn't happen in January, then you are energetically and spiritually awake to feel the shift in February. But the people who assign value to January, oh, maybe this is a sign from God. I shouldn't be working on this goal. Nothing came together. I didn't, build my team. I didn't get those sales I wanted. Maybe I should, now I'm frozen or paralyzed or overthinking and discouraged and disappointed. That will carry through February for you. And that's why it's so important that you understand that January is its own little thing. Praise the Lord, it's over. It's February. It's a short month. Today's the 2nd. Come into it powerfully, excited, ready to go. It's a month of love. Share this product that you love. Share this company that you love. Share this opportunity that you love, and make everything that you need to have happen come true in February. And if you have a June 30th goal, you can make up what didn't happen in January. It traditionally, we all do. Okay, so are we excited for February, the month of love? I pray that you are. God bless.